Today at Manchester Theatres, it is my absolute pleasure to be joined once again by Tom Chambers, who is getting ready to come to Lowry from the 7th of April in the brand new play and first ever stage adaptation of our beloved Inspector Morse. Now, you may have seen Tom in recent years at Lowry in shows such as Dial M for Murder or Murder in the Dark, or you may have seen him in other shows such as Private Lives, Top Hat, Crazy for You, White Christmas, or Elf. You may have watched him on television, winning Strictly Come Dancing, or in shows such as Holby, Casualty, Midsummer Murders, Father Brown, and Waterloo Road, to name just a few. But of course, today it is all about Morse. So, Tom, thank you for joining me today. Looking a bit warmer than last time we met when you were on a train station.
Pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. It's great to see you again.
So when you get that call for Morse, is it kind of that mix of, oh my goodness, I'm going to be Inspector Morse, and then, oh, whoa, I'm going to be Inspector Morse, because there's a lot of expectation comes with that part, right?
I think originally I was thinking, well, I've done Inspector Sullivan in Father Brown for a few years now. I'm sort of familiar with the kind of whole detective sort of feel to the presence of being a detective. So I thought, oh well, this is a kind of a great opportunity, and I was really enjoying it until it was things like my friends and family and actually some journalists who started saying, "Ooh, big shoes to fill, John Thor. That's going to be a big one." And that's when I started to
Yeah,
suddenly quake in my boots a bit. But it's one of those things that if the content is well written and it is written by one of the original TV
yeah,
writers, Al McCullen, who wrote for the TV show, it's written as if it is an episode of Morse, but you're seeing it live on stage. It's written for John Thor. It's written for the Morse we know and love, the iconic, the national treasure. So when the writing's that good, you have, I mean, a lot of it's, I was going to say something derogatory then, like, you'd have to be a complete and utter nimwit to not just when it's written like that, then as long as you pay attention to the writing and the storytelling and the feel, and then obviously observe some of Morse, and you can watch all the episodes online. You
yeah,
can still go back and watch them. So I watched a few just to feel about the gravitas, the way he held himself and his expressions, because he was a wonderful, lovely, grumpy, occasional John Thor Morse. That you can't help but actually naturally sort of go into it in a hopefully in a kind of a fairly naturalistic and what's it authentic sort of representation. I mean, for my family, I'm probably closer to a John Thor type personality in real life than I am, much to their disappointment, Brad Pitt. So,
never, never. We won't have it said.
well, I did think, I've got to be a bit young to play Morse, surely. And then a journalist said, no, Morse was actually 48 when he started Morse in 1987. But
Yeah.
but he's got that look about him that he was always a little bit older and more wise and more mature, and so
Mm.
he was 48,
Yeah.
but then he always looked slightly older but never aged, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, he just has that gravitas about him, doesn't he? That he's just like it's Morse, but it's John Thor, and yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Wonderful man.
So when you were approaching this role, then was it because I've been trying to think this through, right? So at first you're like, oh, okay, so this is a brand new play. No one's ever done this before. You're the first person kind of doing this. But then it's not brand new because it's someone that we all, I mean, the play is, of course, but the character is someone that we all know. So you've got that double-edged sword of, yes, I'm the first one doing it on stage, but I'm not the first one doing it, and it's well known. So did you have to kind of adapt your usual way into this character, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I try not to overthink things. I try to just kind of reflect. I think a lot. So I thought about John Thor, thought about Morse, and just thought, well, this is an opportunity where I will just try and get into that person, that personality. And I also try not to. In life, I've had the experience of having obviously done Strictly. There's a lot of white noise to that, and it can be really distracting. And same with anyone in life. If you got things that are whether it's like a mosquito in your ear, or whether it's a person, a personality, someone at work, someone you have to work with, someone who in your family, even, you just have to learn to cope with
Yeah.
being at peace with anything that's going on. Try and focus on the job in hand and just doing your very best with it. And I'm lucky that I've worked with the director before.
Yes.
He found this script, and he said this would be a great one, and I trusted that he trusted that I could probably hopefully do a fairly good job with it. It was very bittersweet, or rather double-edged sword, that the audience could really either take to you or not, especially when we did it in Oxford.
Mm.
That was a real test. It's like, or it could be cold shoulder here, could be cold shoulder, or it could go down really well. I have to say, of actors who will say, "Oh, it's my favorite job." This one, genuinely, the content, I absolutely love this job, and there's so much love in the room for Morse, and the relationship between Morse and Lewis. And Lewis is actually played by Tatcha Newell,
Yeah.
who 17 years ago I did Waterloo Road with.
Of
And
course.
here we are, 17 years later, when I was playing headmaster and I was going to tell him off. He was just a pupil, and he's been very naughty, and I was really cross with him. And now he's playing Lewis, and he's an absolute divine human being inside and out. It's just so
Yeah.
lovely to work with him.
Yeah, I've not really thought about it. There's actually a bit of a Waterloo Road reunion going on, isn't there, with Jason as well?
There is. Jason stepped in because there was a slight injury on stage for lovely Robert Mountford, where he twisted his shoulder slightly, and he just couldn't go on. So yeah, Jason very kindly came in lastminute.com and just filled it in, and he's so yeah, three of us from
Yeah.
Waterloo Road. I mean, yes, Waterloo Road fans. Although I wouldn't want to see me, because when my character on Waterloo
Oh,
Road
he
was
was
just so
nasty.
horrible,
Yeah,
Max. Oh my
he was
god,
nasty.
made me feel ill. Made me feel ill.
Oh, so tell us about the show then. We've got a play within a play. We're watching a production of Hamlet, and then there's a death. Morse gets involved. He gets kind of drawn into his own past or something. So tell us a little bit, with obviously without giving too much away, about the story.
Yes, quite clever that it's a play within a play. So it starts off, the audience are quite confused. They're like, hang on a minute, we were coming to see Morse. What's this? And then obviously a death on stage. And the lovely, beautiful thing is that Morse was or John Thor was very unpoliceman-like. He's like one of us. He's a member of the audience, really. And he does end up going onto stage and saying, oh, hang on a minute, and blah, blah, blah. So it's a great thing where you've got the contrast of John Thorpe Morse being as naturalistic as possible, and then you've got these wonderful kind of thespians on stage, so you get the contrast of the thespians actors, and then the actor who's trying not to act and being realistic. That's a lovely combination. And then also, I mean, it's House of Ghosts because of the Oxford Playhouse, and then the ghost really is a reference to the past, as in Morse's past. Because 25 years ago, he actually was at university with some of these people who are on stage and the people who are involved in it, and he was actually going to the theatre with a bit of, let's say, unrequited love, and therefore that's it's revisit nostalgic.
Yeah.
Also, what's really funny and lovely is the fact that Morse is a very analog kind of human being. Love the analog era. It doesn't like the digital era. There's quite a few references to that. A lot of humor. It's really funny. And in truth, this production, it was written, and there was a small production of it in 2010.
Yeah.
But this has actually been completely whatever you want to call it, reworked, revitalized, re-envisioned, reimagined, all those things. So it is the first of its kind, even though it has been done once before as a little whatever. It's only the point of transparency that actually it was done once. Gosh, that's 16 years ago now. Anyway,
Wow.
but yeah, so we're really blessed for actually, you don't have to be a Morse fan, you can just, if it's murder mystery, then you like murder mystery. This is an
Yeah.
absolutely wonderful one. It really, there's a lot of it, I mean, it just, oh god, it's so gripping. But yeah, what was the point of me saying that this is, yeah, you don't have to be a Morse fan. But it is like watching a live episode of Morse, but on stage. I mean,
Mm.
it's written as if like in a TV format. There's short scenes. It's like a game of Tetris. It kind of moves around in front of. It's very clever, really,
Yeah.
really super clever. It's great, and it's genuinely just. I love the fact that Life is quite demanding, stressful as it is for everyone. I go to work, get into costume, go on stage, and because John Thor was so relaxed, I have to go
Mm.
into a state of relaxation, complete and utter relaxation, but with purpose. And therefore, it's such a lovely job because I go to work and I have to go into a place of relaxation, like being in a spa.
I love it. Come on in your dressing gown and a little rubber hat.
Yeah, could do.
So I believe as well that the audience, because like you say, it's a play within a play, and we're watching this Hamlet, that we're almost treated as witnesses to the murder as well. Is that right?
Indeed. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yes.
exciting, exciting. And there's something kind of, like you say, it's written as if it's a TV thing, but it's on the stage. And I think there's more and more kind of like crime thrillers and things that are coming to the stage at the minute. And I think that it works because, you're all together, you're in the dark. It's even though the big theatres, it's kind of an intimate thing when you're in the dark, you've not got distractions of phones and, oh, I'll just do this, I'll just do that job. You don't natter to each other. So you're kind of all in it together, aren't you? And you'd be having the same reactions in a complete stranger, like sat next to you or in front of you or something. So it's like even though it's a TV thing put on stage, you're going to elicit, like you've said, like a really different sort of response, I guess, as well, aren't you?
Yes, you've taken the words out of my mouth beautifully because I was going to say the older I get, the more I realise that we are much better together, if that's a bit of a cliche. But it's just a feeling that when it's a group of people and we're in the shared space, whether it's sport, music, or theatre, we're in the same room at the same time watching the same thing. There's a really lovely connection of togetherness because when you realise that your reaction to something you're watching is the same as the person there and the person there and the one behind you, it really does make you feel like you're not alone. And it's a really great way of reminding yourself that we're actually much similar than we think. And we've all got the same feelings and trepidation, fears, anxieties, and all those things. What you're thinking, I'm probably thinking the same thing. So it is genuinely an absolute joy. And what the audience don't realize is that for us, for the actors, really, performing on stage is the gymnasium for our craft. You do TV and film, and that's like your storytelling, and you're doing it for the people in the comfort of their own home, which is great. But then if you go to the theatre and you work on theatre, the audience don't realise that they are actually the conductor. They're like the conductor. We're the orchestra, and then when we hear a reaction that we may have done something one night just by accident, by error, as often by accident, and there's a response from the audience, and you're like, oh, you clock it and go, oh, right. So tomorrow night, I'm just going to leave a bit more of a gap there and let the audience in more, let them enjoy that moment and feed on it and make it maybe slightly bigger or lower or wider or thinner or something to tone of
Mm.
voice. Every time you change your tone of voice, it can be a different reaction from the audience. And the audience really dictate the template and the shape of the product to make the product better and better for everyone. It's really fascinating.
Yeah, I love live theatre. Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. And with this one, we get to see a little bit more of the personal side of Morse, do we? Because he's talking about connections, whereas the TV show, you kind of didn't really see that. You saw work Morse. So I guess that is like the new element for you as well on stage, because you are being able to kind of give us something that we've never seen before.
Yes, I mean we see in the in some of the TV episodes that there's moments of reflection for Morse when he's like, "Oh no, that one got away. I would have liked to have had that relationship blossom and grow." So there is that, but I guess there's more of it on this because yes, there is a connection to someone not giving it away, but there's this kind of like feeling of unrequited love. It's a little bit Cyrano de Bergerac, I guess, esque, but and therefore, yeah, it's a beautiful combination recipe of uh, laughter, sensitivity, anger, frustration, romance, and everything all in one pot.
All in one pot. So you've been spending quite a lot of time with Morse then. You've got to know this character like inside out. So if you, Tom, were having like a bit of a small gathering, and these characters were real, and Morse came along for like an afternoon tea or something, I don't know. Out of all the other characters that you've played, who would you like to come and invite along? What dynamics do you think would be interesting? I mean, you mentioned Max. That'd be so interesting to see them two together.
Oh my word, that's a clever that's like the dinner table. Yes, who do you get at the dinner table? So yes, I mean I definitely have the bloke from Crazy for You, George Gershwin, Crazy for You. Can't remember what his name was now. Flipping out, that's bad, isn't it? It's not Jerry.
I keep going to the top hat one, which is the
Yeah,
Jerry one, but yeah, no.
Jerry from Top Hat. But anyway, the guy from the guy in Crazy for You. Who I played, yes, and then obviously Max. Oh my God, Max would get the naughty step, or he'd be at the corner of the table, and no one would really want to talk to him. I guess all the characters probably, any of the characters I've played. I've not played that many. Sullivan probably a bit boring from Father Brown, but he's getting more interesting now. He's married to Mrs. Divine, so that's there's a few more layers to him now, apart from just the note of being frustrated with Father Brown all the time, as I'm the foil and the stooge. So yeah, that's a good one. Interesting
Yeah.
one. I'm sure there are much more interesting characters to hang out with. I haven't played that many diverse characters, but they've all been very enjoyable.
Yes, they have for sure. And well, Sam Strachan for a start. I mean,
Oh, Sam, my
yeah.
favourite, of course. Oh, Sam, the Lothario and the
See,
Maverick.
if he'd have been there, then there might not have been a death. He might have been able to save him. You never
Well,
know.
yeah, indeed. Yes, yeah. Oh, yes. Quick stomach. Yeah, oh, nearly gave it away then, but
Oh,
no. But yes, Sam. Although the only thing with Sam is that he did change slightly because by the time I ended up going to Casualty, because Amanda Mealing, who
yeah,
played Connie Beecham, went over to Casualty, and I followed suit because of our daughter Grace. By then, Sam had gone off to New York and he'd upscaled and become a consultant, and he
yeah.
did turn into a bit of an idiot. So early days Sam versus latter days Sam,
Yes,
definitely.
early Sam. Oh, well, it has been a pleasure as always chatting with you, Tom. So thank you so much. As we've said, we can catch Morse House of Ghosts at Lowry from the 7th of April. And just tell everyone because it proves to be an absolutely brilliant show. I've got friends and family coming to watch it, so there's going to be a little group of us coming.
Yay! Thank you so much. I guarantee you will have a fabulous evening. You absolutely will.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're
All the
very
best, and we'll
welcome.
see you very
Thanks for
soon.
having me.
Oxford, 1987. It was meant to be just another night at the theatre. But murder has a way of stealing the spotlight. A young actress dead in front of a full house. They said it was an accident. I wasn't so sure. As Lewis and I dug deeper, the stage lights began to cast shadows from my own past. Old ghosts never stay buried for long, and this house is full of them. The investigation awaits.